Your employer does not control the sort of service you render. You control that, and is the thing that makes or break you. There is a suitable reward for every virtue and appropriate punishment for every sin a man commits. Both the reward and the punishment are enforced over which no man has control, as they come upon himself voluntarily. What does that mean? The hard work that you do and the virtue that you do every single day, for example, not lying, not stealing, that is a reward that the energy throughout the universe is going to reward you. And you cannot control that because it's come to you at the times that you're not expecting, as also as the sins that you do every single day or throughout your life. They come as punishment throughout your life as well. That is a saying that my grandma always said to me when I was growing up is, whatever you do in this life, you're gonna pay right here in this time. Some people has the idea that you have to go to some place to pay your sins or to pay how good you are in the life in this life. My grandma has a different approach. Probably an afterlife you can go somewhere, but you also gonna pay what you do right here. So for example, if you lie to so many people, right, you kind of get this energy, and then as you go through life, you also meet with another liars, and they're gonna lie to you as well, right? And then the sins that you do, you also gonna be punishment over here in this lifetime. So make sure what you do, you have a character, and make sure what you do, you're a good person, because God is watching what you're doing. For example, I have my sins as well in my past, but I always make sure what I did, I pay very fast. For example, drinking alcohol, right? I did drink alcohol for some period of my life, and I know this is a sin, and I understand, and I pay very well and very fast. You know, is for me is how great is it that you do things for a couple months or a couple years, and then it's coming very quick. It's coming very fast. The punishments for your sins and also the rewards. For example, if you read a book and you expand your mind, and for example, I read so many books and you expand your mind to be a great person, right? And the rewards come very, very fast as well. For example, if you go to an interview, right, and then you pass your interview to get a new job, it's probably because you read so many books, and now your mind is expanded to reward with that job that you want, right? First impressions really do count. Dress to look the part that you intend to play in life, but take care to not overdo it. I really do believe in this as well because first impressions do count. Like the way you dress, like the way you dress. And if you want to be a successful businessman, for example, you must wear the suits and the tie. It's probably you can do it without those things, but in some periods of your life, in some periods, and it's the rooms that you go, you must wear a suit and tie. You must impress what you're dressing in, especially in this modern society, right? And then if you want to be a rapper or if you want to be a dancer, you gotta dress appropriate for that environment that you're going to. For example, I saw some videos on the internet. Some people go to the court, right, to do something, right? And then they dress with a t-shirt and shorts, and the judge say for them to get out of the courtroom, right, because they are not dressing appropriately for that environment. So make sure you dress appropriately for the environment that you go, and you dress as what kind of message you want to pass for the people who want to first met you in the person. Because I heard some quote before as well, like you look very different for every single person. So the way you dress speak itself what kind of person you are, but it's more above than that. is the energy and the frequency that you have. That's why a lot of people, you must work in yourself. If you want to impress another human being, you must work in yourself first. Don't try to impress people by makeup, for example. Put a lot of makeup and try to impress people. If you eat healthy and you go to the gym and you do exercise, your skin is gonna look good. You don't need to wear so much makeup, because when you shower, all that makeup is gonna go away. And then when you meet some person, they also can see how much makeup you have and how much wealth you have, how much you are wealthy because of your energy and because of your frequency. And those things in life you cannot lie about, especially for a person who is already fit. You, you know, understand what I'm saying? You cannot lie to fitness, for example. Or if a person is fat, you cannot lie to those things. You understand it because you're not disciplined enough. That's why you're fat. And then the person who is fit, they are disciplined enough. Of course, you can sneak out a popsicle over here or chocolate over there, but your diet must be very, very healthy to become a healthy person and to become fit. There's those things in life you cannot lie to another people. For example, if you're fat and you say to me that you eat health all the time, but you cannot get fit, that's a lie. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to another person. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, move along. One of the most valuable things any man can learn is the art of using the knowledge and the experience of others. Great achievement is usually born with a great sacrifices, and it's never the result of selfishness. Yeah, that's very good. For example, if you wanna have a great achievement, for me to order to for me to speak in English and speak with confidence, and so people can understand this, because I started learning English when I was already adult. So I read 100 books and I put 1,000 hours on school, 8 hours, 10 hours a day for 2 years to start to learn and to start to speak properly, so people can understand me properly and what I have to say. And that's a very sacrifice. You got to be very focused. You got to be alone for long periods of time, so and then you can go to the spotlight, and then people can understand what you're trying to say. Most of the people, they think like, okay, I'm going to learn English, but they put a few hours and they never read or they never write. You're never going to be able to speak properly. You're never going to be able to speak as the native English people can understand you and then trust you, because the speaking is very powerful. And then, of course, communication is more than the language, but regardless of that, that's a sacrifice that I put. That's why I'm be able to speak and people can understand the message that I'm trying to pass to you guys now. Hot heads go with cold feet. He who is losing his temper is usually a bluffer, and when called, it's a quitter. The man who is afraid to give credit to those who help him or on the way, opportunity will pass without seeing him someday. So that's a kind of hard quote to understand. But what I think what it means is, if somebody help you on the way to success, and if somebody help you to get a job, or somebody help you to become fit, and then when you does become what you're wishing for, and you do not give credit to that person, right? You must give credit to that person, or you must be thankful for that person. And then when they need your help, you must come to that rescue. And then opportunity will pass you without seeing you someday, because they give you the opportunity, they put their time, they put their energy to help you achieve what you're wishing for. And now that you become what you're wishing for, you don't give the person credit. You think it's only because of yourself, and it doesn't work like this. For example, my father left me in Brazil when I was 10 years old. So I grow up with our father, right? And my father put so many years towards to get my papers to come to Canada, right? And today I'm so thankful for him. I'm so grateful for what he did to me because he put so many years and so much money. And now that I'm adult, I can see how hard it must be for him. Those type of things. And then, for example, sometimes I go and then take him to have a lunch or to have a beer, and I pay for it, and to talk, right? To talk with him about life and about things is my way to appreciation. Probably I do not have the wealth to provide the things that I want for him yet, but probably if God allows me to have that kind of wealthy one day, I will. But in the meantime, that you not become the person that you wanna, you gotta create things that that is thankful. You gotta come someday to a family dinner and say you're thankful for what they did for you. Understand, you gotta be thankful for the people who help you on the way to become a great person. Otherwise, life itself is watching what you're doing, and you think, no, it's just because of me. Or, for example, I'm so thankful about my teachers at the school who taught me the English and how to speak properly. The reason most people do not like to hear the stories of your troubles is that they have a big flock of their own troubles. For example, it's never good to go to your friends and talk about your troubles. Nobody cares about this. Nobody wanna like a friendship who only talk about the troubles that you go through life. Everybody has your own troubles, and they gotta overcome. For example, you're falling behind your car payments, or you're falling behind your rent because you walk outside and the weather is not helping you to make the hours that you need. Nobody cares about this. You must deal with your troubles on your own. Because if you go to your friends, or you go to the internet, or you go to your parents all the time because something come up, it's not a very good friendship, because you always complain about. You must deal with your troubles on your own, because people, your friends and your parents and your siblings, they have their own kind of troubles, and nobody likes another people who come and just say troubles about them, right? So deal with your troubles on your own. Of course, once sometimes it become too overwhelming, you can ask for help, but there's certain things in life you must dealing with yourself. The troubles that you're going through, you must deal with yourself. For example, I have a car accident, right, a few months ago, and my car was totally lost. I did share this with anybody because nobody cares, nobody can help you. You must deal with that type of trouble on your own, and it was one of my dreaming cars, right? And I lost, and then my mom told me it's better looking all the way around. Luckily, nothing happened with you. You're a healthy young man. If you want another car, you can work for it. Nothing will happen with the person that you suffer the accident, right? And then that's another point. You must be sometimes is you must be thankful for the things that happen to you, because and then that put me so tough times, because it was my dream car, and then I've been like 6 months, right, to get the new car, to get another car so I can go around. But that's the point. You're healthy. Nothing happened with your leg, or nothing happened with your brain, or nothing happened with your arm. You can get up in the morning, you can go to work and make money, and you save and you buy a new car. That's the point. And then if that's happening for some reason, probably you are paid for things that you did in the past. But even so, it's just material things. Your body and your spirit and your mind go through to the future. And then you gotta let those things go. Okay? No one has give you any opportunity. Has it ever occurred to you that you can create opportunities for yourself? That's the point. Sometimes, like for example, when I start my career in music with my brother, right? And then you was so desperate to get a label to sign us, right? And then come some people to save us, or to give time for the studio to us, or give us beats, or give all those things to us, right? And then that's the point of it. If you only complain because nobody give you opportunities, doesn't matter. Nobody's coming to save you. You gotta understand, and you gotta pursue your dream no matter what. And then what you did, you got a job, and with that job you get a chunk of the money and you go to the studio, and then you go another week and you get another chunk and you buy the beats, and then you make a song, and you start to understand it's going to take more than this. And then it's become years now you're doing music and you're doing videos, right? And then you start to become better and better as you go along, right? And then that's the point they're trying to say here. If nobody gives you any opportunity, it doesn't matter. Create your own opportunities and create the future that you want to be with, that you want to become, right? And then right now, when I start my music career, probably I didn't have too much talent, right? I have to agree with this. But if you really want to do this, nobody can say like you not it's not possible. Because now I look at my music and I look at my videos, I am way better than when I start. And then in 5, 10 years, if I'm keep going, I'm gonna be way better. And if somehow you don't become successful and make so much money, that's not about the point. That's not the point. You should do the things. It's about you recording the experience, recording the feelings that you have at the moment, and your lyrics is about what you've been through in that phase of your life, right? No man may become a good thinker until he learns how to separate mere gossip and information from facts. Service, sacrifice, and self sorry. Service, sacrifice, and self-control are three words which must be well understood by the person who succeed in doing something that it will help the world. I understand this is very, very well service. What I'm doing over here is nobody's telling me to do this. But I think like that's gonna be a good for the world and good for my channel and good for my spirit and good for my life. Sacrifices. Sacrifices is the amount of time that I have to be alone and reading the books to gain knowledge in speaking English and speak with confidence and understand what I'm trying to say to you guys. That's the sacrifice and I'm control. Self-control. Self-control is you stopping drink alcohol. You control yourself. If you want to have a beer, it's because it's Christmas Day. If you control yourself, don't have a beer because you already know that's not gonna be good for you. Self-control. It's avoid eating pizza every weekend. It's avoid eating hamburgers every weekend. It's avoid eating chocolate every weekend. Is avoid eating popsicles. Is avoid eating sodas. That's self-control. You know that's not gonna be good for you in the long run or even in the short term. You gotta control yourself. That's self-control. You gotta say no to so many things. When you do not know what to do or which way to turn, smile. That will balance your mind and let your sunshine of happiness into your soul. Everything passes at pair. Temporarily, truth alone remain permanently. Fortunate is the person who has learned what the most certain way to get is to first give through some sort of useful service. That's what happening right here, right now. That's what tell me what's happening. I'm firsting service. I must giving. I must doing the videos with no audience, with no likes, with no followers. I have a 3,000 videos on YouTube right now, and I didn't make any money from it. I put the 5 years already in this and still not making any money. You still giving, you still believing in your gut that one day this is gonna, you're gonna pull it off. You must give in so much to the universe and you must give so much to God so he can reward you. And even so, if the day is not coming, he's not going to be able to reward you. But I believe he will, because I'm put so much time and so much effort, and now I'm in different path for success, to become a successful person, so I can help others and teach others that is a chance to become successful if you follow some patterns. And I'm giving so much before I'm getting anything. You see, I'm putting so much money, so much energy, so much effort in those videos and those things. For 5 years, I have a 3.6 thousand videos on YouTube, and I'm still did getting anything. And I'm still putting out. I'm still doing 30 videos every day. I'm still doing the videos. I'm still doing the lives. I'm still doing the music. And I did get anything. That's the whole point about this quote. You must learn how to give before you get anything. And for how long you're gonna take? You must not give up, because most people give up. Most people don't, like, they make one or two songs and they give up. They make an album and then give up. I have 100 songs made and I didn't make a dime of it. And how much money is this? Is $10,000, $50,000? I don't know how much money I already put in this, and I didn't get anything yet. I'm giving, 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 giving until you're gonna be able to get something in return. Think well before you speak, because your words may plant the seed or either success or failure in other mind or in some other person. Let me read that again so people can understand better. Think well before you speak, because your words may plant the seed of either success or failure in the mind of some other person or in your own mind. So that's a quote that my mom has, that the words has power, and that's so true. That's why I'm doing this right now. I start this new chapter of my life to speak up. You got to speak up in front of the camera. You got to speak up to the universe, right? What you really think. That's why I'm writing down and speak, because what are you saying to yourself, and when you speak out loud, and what you say to another person can encourage them, and also can be the seed that make them failure, right? And then what you speak to yourself is also in the same approach. That can be the successful that you want to become, or that can be the negative, right? That you're also gonna failure. Who told you cannot be done? And what great achievement had he achieved to his credit, so him can use the word impossible so freely? That's so true. For example, when I start to do the videos and I start to do the music and the videos, and then even the girlfriend doesn't like this, and then your family, your surrounds is the first person to get uncomfortable when you try to achieve greatness, when you try to become the person that you want. Your family is the first, and then if you have a girlfriend along the way, or for the girls, a boyfriend, they are the first to judge as well, because they are very close to you, and if they don't like what you're trying to do, they're gonna judge you, and this sometimes is very hurtful for yourself, because you want the people around you to support you in your dreams, but most frequently that's not happening. Most they're gonna say that's impossible to live off the music, and they're gonna say it's impossible to go viral, it's impossible to blow up on the internet, it's impossible to make a rocket reusable like SpaceX did. Most of the people say that's impossible until you pull it off. And then the point is, when you start something new, you must believe in yourself, and you must believe in your gut that you're gonna pull it off. It doesn't matter how much it's gonna take, how many years, or how much money, how much of your energy is gonna take. You must be able to believe in yourself, because the people who usually say it's impossible, they don't believe in you. And what kind of people they are, right? And what achievements they have done to say that's impossible. If you're trying to follow the path, and that you don't know anybody who already achieved that path that you're trying to follow through, they don't have say in the matter. They can say out loud and they can say so many things, but doesn't matter if you keep going, right? Because they cannot lead you in the path that you want to be, or that the path that you want to become. For example, when I start to do music, most of the people don't like. And then I'm from Brazil, I speak Portuguese, that's my mother language, right? And then I start to make music, because if you're going to be a musician, and then if I speak in Portuguese, there is some audience then I can reach. But if I can do my music in English, the audience is big. And if I'm going to become a musician, right, I thought with myself, so I'm going to start to do music only in English. And that's pretty much what I did all over these years. So I got to learn English, I got to speak properly, and then my lyrics is going to be only English. And then in the first songs, it's so weird, right? And because you don't speak, and then people laugh and people say that's impossible, you're never gonna make it. So what? And then if they are not a professional musician and they do not never make music, they don't understand how hard it is to go in the booth and do the music and do the lyrics and listen to the beat and write it out the lyrics and what kind of message you want to pass to your audience. And if nobody's gonna listen, because I listen to my music over and over again to understand the message that I want to tell to myself. Probably the audience can be related, but most of the songs that I did is more about telling myself and telling the story that I was feeling at the moment, and telling myself what I want to become and what kind of thoughts I have at the moment, right? And if the people say that's not the way to achieve greatness, but they never did songs, they never did music, and then that's why you cannot listen to them, right? Anyways, you gotta go now, right? And I'll be back with this live in a minute. I just gotta switch the room because our time is up. Okay, so I'll be back with you guys in a minute. Let me close this and yeah. Okay, nice talk.